Hi everyone, I am Pooja.K.C. I am here to explain a seminar topic on Smartway tool collection system using radio frequency identification under the guidance of Dr. H. Girisha, Professor. Here are the contents. Introduction. The main idea behind implementing this radio frequency identification system is to automate the tool collection process, thereby reducing the long queue at tool booths using this radio frequency identification tags installed on the vehicle. Along with this, vehicle theft detection, vehicles crossing the signal, and over speeding vehicles can also be known. This system is used by vehicle owners, system administrator. Main advantages are fuel saving and time saving. The ability to make payments by keeping a balance on the card itself and expanding capacity without building more infrastructure. Main objectives are avoid the fuel consumption, saving of time, and avoid financial loss. It reduces the time waiting in a long queues. Provide traveler ease of tool payment, reduce illegal toll gate entry. There are two major existing systems at present. One is traditional manual method where one person collects money and issues a receipt. The other is a smart card method where the person needs to show the smart card to the system installed at the tool tax department to open the gate. Drawbacks of this system are they are more time consuming methods. There are chances of escaping without paying the payment. It leads to queuing up of following vehicles. Proposed system. This project deals with the simplification of a procedure followed by passenger to pay tool at tool collection booths, like making it automated vehicle theft detection, etc. All these activities are carried out using single smart card, that is radio frequency identification tag, thus saving the effort of carrying money and records manually. There are four major things in this: automatic tool collection, vehicle theft detection, and signal braking avoidance, tracking over speed in vehicles. Automatic tool collection. This is used where a radio frequency identification reader, which is at a tool plaza, will read the radio frequency identification tag, which is attached to the car, and it detects that tag, and it will detect amount from the account which is linked to it. So if it does not have radio frequency identification tag, then the camera captures the number plate of that vehicle, which is also linked even to bank account, and the amount will be detected. Vehicle theft detection. When vehicle is stolen, the owner registers with his unique registration ID and unique radio frequency identification tag. If the vehicle passes any of the tool plazas with this radio frequency identification tag, then it will be tracked and the vehicle will be got after the seizure. Signal braking avoidance means the vehicle ignoring the traffic signal will be detected by the radio frequency identification reader fixed at signal crossing and will be notified to the traffic police. This can be done effectively and great accuracy. Tracking over speed vehicle. Vehicle traveling around speed limit can be tracked with 100% accuracy. Methodology. Whenever any person buys a vehicle, one first needs to get his or her vehicle registered at the RTO office with the radio frequency identification tags. Next, he will get a unique identification tag and the smart card, where he has to maintain the bank account with a sufficient balance. Then, when he want to pass any of the tool plazas, then that radio frequency identification tag will be read by the radio frequency identification reader, which is at the tool plaza, and the amount will be deducted from the account which is linked, and that will be updated each and every time, and the owner will get the text message the amount how much will be deducted. Here comes the working model. Here etc pass, which shows the radio frequency identification tag, which will be placed on the vehicle. Reader. It is a radio frequency identification reader which reads the tag which is on the vehicle and will detect the amount. Air camera. This is used when the radio frequency identification tag is not on the car or it is not available. Then it will capture the number plate, and that will also even be linked to the bank account, and the amount will be deducted. And the traffic barrier opens, and then the person can pass the toll gate. All the toll plazas will be connected to each other along with the centralized server in the form of local area network. Updates of any sort of transaction will be immediately updated to local database and centralized servers. This is an implementation, hardware implementation, where radio frequency identification tag, which is used on the vehicle to scan, and the radio frequency identification reader, which will be used to read the radio frequency identification tag. After this reading, that will send the message to the computer host, which will be stored all the necessary data like how much amount will be deducted. The below picture shows the radio frequency identification tag, and this is the EM18 reader module, which is the radio frequency identification reader. And the radio that will be having a antenna which continuously sends out a radio frequencies like microwave pulse, which returns only when it hits the transducer. These pulses are returned back from the transducer and are received by the antenna. These microwaves reflected from the tag contain information about the transducer's numbers, and the vehicle count could be recorded depending upon the requirement of data needed by the toll agencies. After encrypting the content of the microwave, the unit uses fiber optic cables, cellular modems, or wireless transmitters to send it off to a central location, where computer use the unique identification number to identify the account from which the cost of the tool should be deducted. This all will be stored in the computer host and will be sent as a text message to the owner of the vehicle. This is what I have said. Here comes the picture where first detects the vehicle, which will have a two antenna configuration, reads the transponder mounted on vehicle windshield. As the vehicle passes through that exit lights out, it is electronically classified by the throttled based on the number of exhales, and the ETC account is charged the proper amount. Feedback is provided to the driver on an electronic sign. If the vehicle does not have a transducer, the system classifies it as a violator, and cameras will capture the number plate, and it will even detect which will be linked. System architecture. The main components are are like a vehicle. If it has RFID card, then it will be linked with the registered number to a bank account. If the RFID tag will be scanned and it will be successful, then the database will be updated with the amount it will be detected. If it does not have a RFID card, then he has to then the number plate will be captured and it will be deducted, and this process takes place. The main components are RFID tag vehicle tool, both equipped with RFID scanners, vehicle registration plate, centralized database where it will store all the database which will be updated, cameras which is used to capture the number plate if it does not have a radio frequency identification tag, and laser transducers which is used by the radio frequency identification reader to read the radio frequency identification tags. These components of radio frequency identification based tool collection technology works as follows. There are automated vehicle identification, automatic vehicle classification, video enforcement system. Automatic vehicle identification. This is used as to know who is the owner, the identification of owner of the vehicle, so that the tool will charge to the corresponding customer. Automatic vehicle classification. There will be many vehicles like cars, bikes, lorries, four wheelers. It will divide based on its classification, which will have its own identity to classify the vehicles, and it will have amount according to this, and it will be deducted. Some tool agencies use as many as 15 classes like that, or many more vehicles classes to access tools. Although for tool collection applications, 4 or 5 classes are more typical. Video enforcement system. When used for electronic tool collection, the video enforcement system captures images of the license plates of vehicles that passes through an electronic tool collection tool booth without an valid electronic tool collection tag. Although the deployment of this technology makes the initial cost of installation very high, but this exists huge benefits accomplished with such high investment. Here comes a conclusion. The electronic tool collection system in express ways based on radio frequency identification. A design scheme was put forward. It has characteristics of low cost, high security, far communication distance, and high efficiency, etc. It not only can improve technology level of charge, but also improves passage availability of express. Means it is not only about the technology, but also many vehicles can pass through without waiting for long time. It is one of the main time saving process. Electronic tool collection system is an effective measure to reduce management cost and fees. It will reduce management cost and fees. And in the design of proposed electronic tool collection system, real-time collection and anti-theft solution system have been designed. This reduces the manual labor and delay that often occurs on roads, where giving amount and taking the receipt and then passing it is a time consuming process for each and every vehicle. It has to be done. Also, an anti-theft solution system module which prevents passing of an default vehicle and implement, thus assuring security on the roadways. These are the references. Thank you.